Kone, what a player. 3 points on the travels as well. Welcome back to Where the Super Hoops Walk with myself, Luke, and alongside me, Jared, John, and Michael. So, Michael, back-to-back wins. How does it feel?
Oh, it feels good. It feels good, but need to keep this momentum coming. I think coming off the back of the 7-1 defeat against Coventry, we're showing good signs that we can get back into it and can actually beat teams and dominate as well. So it's good, definitely good to see.
Yeah, definitely. Jared, what about yourself, mate? Three points on the board?
Yeah, I think they've shown really good character to come back. I thought the Charlton game, I was confident that we would win. I think to go away to a team that spent a lot of money, where maybe the atmosphere can be quite intense at times, I thought they handled it really well. And apart from 15 minutes in the second half, I would say they always looked in control. And I think we've been starved of a decent striker for years at QPR, and now we seem to have two that have come at once that are a threat. And whether we're home or away, I would have confidence that Kone will score the goals, but Burrell will make teams sit a bit deeper. I think after seeing that goal yesterday, there'll be no one playing a high line against us, and that will then give space to those behind. So I think for the first time in quite a while, I think there's cause for optimism at QPR.
Yeah, definitely. That Burrell run, rapid. He was rapid.
So quick, yeah.
Oh, brilliant. John, what's it like? He does everything for confidence, doesn't it? Back-to-back wins for a squad is so key.
I think it's come from the manager's bravery. After the urge to put in maybe Cook, Field, Hayden, all these people straight in, and he hasn't, and he's played with two strikers up front. I mean, when was the last time we played with two strikers up front with the intent of getting behind people? And I mean, the 3 goals against Charlton were pure football goals. The 2 goals against yesterday were 2 football goals, and that should come from the manager's bravery, I think.
Yeah, 100%. It's very easy to rely on trying and test your players, but to go with what you've done, yeah, absolutely brilliant. Another thing I think that's good for confidence, Michael, is winning away from home. That can never be understated. I think that's a big thing as well for a squad.
Yeah, I think we relied on our away form a lot last season. I think, especially as well when Marty came in, we saw that our away form was probably the better outcome. But to win at home and away, 3-1 wins, we can go into Stoke with as much confidence as probably they've got, and I think we can give them a good game.
Yeah, 100%. Confidence throughout the whole squad, Jared's got to be very high after a very difficult result against Coventry. We'll say it like that. Difficult result against Coventry, to bounce back with two back-to-back wins. The confidence has got to be running now throughout the squad.
Yeah, I think as well. I think as a team, the defence and keeper know that if they do their jobs, they've got somebody up front who will take a chance. And again, they've not had that faith in a striker probably for so long. And I think I was reading it's the first time since August 2022 that we've scored 3 goals in 2 consecutive games. So that's quite a feat, because we just haven't had the players capable. And I think for the first time yesterday, it was the first time that I've sat there and thought, actually, there's quite a lot of strength on the bench. And then you've got Poku, Chair, Jake Clark, Salter to come back in still, hopefully this week, if not by the end of the month. So actually that strength and depth is looking good now. And again, going with what John said, after that Coventry game, the last thing that I would have done is bring in Nicholas Madsen, the very last thing on my list. And he's played 2 games. We've won them both. He's played well. He's improving. He's not perfect, but again, credit to the manager, because he's been brave.
Yeah. It shows character in the manager and the team, doesn't it, John? To come from what happened against Coventry to the last 2 performances, it shows good character.
Yeah, I think it shows resilience amongst the squad. That if you look at the bench, as has been mentioned, the strength to come back to the bench and the strength on the bench. And, I think it was the 85th minute yesterday, we brought Sam Field on, Isaac Hayden on, just to shore it up, just to see us over the line. But the one player that I think needs to take a lot of credit was Madsen. I mean, he's the through ball that I saw for the Kone goal. I mean, that was slotted straight down the channel. And I mean, that is a player that was getting a lot of stick at the end of last year. I think most people would say that, he wouldn't be first choice. And him and Varane are running things at the moment, absolutely running things in the middle.
Yeah, brilliant. And you touched on the man himself, Kone. We got to discuss him, haven't we, Michael? I mean, like Jared's touched on as well. So have a striker that the whole team can get behind because they know they're going to score the goals is really important. What a player you've got there.
Yeah, I mean, the confidence I think it brings to the whole team, that knowing that we've got somebody that if we get it up the pitch and we get it in the box, he'll finish his chances. I think Burrell has shocked me as well. I think he's going in a bit under the radar. I mean, he scored one yesterday with a great finish, although Wrexham's keeper probably should have come out a little bit sooner. But he's played excellent as well. Him and Kone up top, if they both stay fit, I think we've got the best attacking duo in the league. And I think that's not even me being reactionary. I think they're great. They've both got different strengths as well. One of them's super quick. Kone is great with positioning and sort of holding up the ball as well. And they're both good finishers. So I think we're lucky at the moment to have that attack.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you touched on me earlier, Jared. Burrell, lightning quick, but not only that, it was a great finish as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, I watched that goal back so many times today, and every time I'm like, how rapid was he to get there? But it's the work rate, it's the closing down, and it was quite odd because in the first half you had him pulling wide, you had Saito going in the middle, you had Kone playing in the 10, so that rotation seemed to work really well. I don't think Wrexham could deal with it, and I have to say I thought I'm getting carried away a little bit, but the opposition weren't great yesterday. They were quite poor from what I was expecting, and maybe it's just because they've got new players coming in and they've got quite a lot of changes to make still. But yeah, I think, like I said, having a front two that can actually threaten and complement each other really, really well. We haven't had that. And again, not to get carried away, it reminds me of back in the 90s. We had Les Ferdinand as the big target man, the strong one, the one everyone was talking about, and then alongside him, you would have someone like Gabby Penrice, a workhorse who closed down, who offered so much for the team. And Ferdinand obviously got all the plaudits, but Penrice's work never went unnoticed. And it just reminds me of that kind of duo. And let's be honest, if Kone carries on, we're going to get a season out of him, and then he's going to be off, because these kind of strikers don't come around often.
Make the most while season.
Yeah.
It's so nice, John, isn't it? Seeing I was going to say, I'm going to use the analogy of the big man, the small man, but you know what I mean. The two up top. Yes. I mean, you don't see it many, at all across the Europe, really. So it's quite nice to see.
Yeah, I haven't stopped grinning yesterday. I've got a friend of mine who's a home and away Luton supporter, and they were, absolutely, grimacing that they just lost. And I said, to see those two at the front, but the two that we haven't mentioned is the two at the back, Morrison and Menge. I mean, considering that they are not quite kind of gelling together, it reminds me of Macca and Parker or Rhoda Hazel going back a few more years. But those two have got pace and the willingness to put their heads in, and you can see the dynamics around the team gradually gelling together. It's absolutely fantastic. And this is, what are we, 7-8 games in now? I think it's 7 or 8 games in, including Cup. And you can just see everybody absolutely buzzing. And, when you consider who's on the bench and who's got to come back from injury, well, it just makes you glow from the inside out.
Yeah.
I do think as well, the biggest compliment that we can give to Morrison and Mbengo is that Clark Salter, when he's back, he doesn't slot straight back in the defence.
No, he doesn't.
I think Morrison and Mbengo, whilst they're playing like they are now, when he comes back fit, obviously Clark Salter offers that left-footed centre back, but I think we keep on going with the two central defenders we've got until we need change or need to rest one of them, and that's the biggest compliment we can give to both of them.
Yeah,
I think it's the one position at the moment with Clark Salter out still that if we got an injury at centre back, that's the biggest concern for me right now is if one of those get injured. And I've got to say, Norrington Davis has slotted in like he's been at the club for years, and kind of we've read quite a lot of negativity about him from Sheffield United fans, and looking at their performance, I reckon he would walk straight into their team at the moment.
Yeah.
I was talking to some Wrexham fans earlier, Mike, and they just mentioned about the pace all around the team that you guys have got. Is that definitely something that you're going to use going forward? Is that the main thing that you're thinking? Right, let's get in behind teams. Let's use our pace. Let's use that to our advantage.
So something you don't hear often as a QPR fan the last few years, but I tell you what, I think obviously the pace of Burrell is important. And Sato as well. But I think the positioning of Vale, I think it goes understated. I think the passing between him, Madsen, Sato down the right-hand side at one point, a few times yesterday when we were attacking their left back, we looked just so in sync with each other. We knew where each other were going to be. You had Kone making the right runs in the box. We had Burrell making outside runs. We looked like a unit. And I think that's what teams should be scared of us the most. I think pace obviously is important. I think when Jimmy Dunn cleared it and claimed the assist yesterday for Burrell, that is where pace comes in. But I think generally yesterday I was really pleased with the way we were passing the ball and the way the players were getting into spaces that you wouldn't see under Cifuentes and you wouldn't have seen with the last few managers. It was really good to watch.
That's one hell of an assist if he meant that. Right. I think now we've passed the boring international week. I mean, we don't. It's not the same, is it, without club football? So I think let's get into it. I want to have a little bit of a fun conversation about club v country. So, as QPR fans, we'll start with you, John. Would you rather see QPR win the Premier League or England win the World Cup? What would you prefer?
Oh, us winning the Premier League. Because it means that we've beaten the scum home and away. I'm sorry to bring that in, but if we've won the Premier League, it means we get to European football next year. We've beaten the scum. We're the top dogs like we were in the early 90s.
Yeah, love it. What about you, Michael? What are you going with?
Yeah, Premier League all day. I think it's individual bragging rights when you're going into work. I work with 8 Chelsea fans, and there's only 10 of us there, so it would be individual sort of bragging rights. And I think winning the Premier League is something that doesn't come about ever. We've never won the top flight, and I think that is, I care more about that than us winning the World Cup.
Jared,
are you going to go with something different, or are you going to stick with
no.
QPR?
QPR, and I think with England, you kind of only have that emotional investment. 4 weeks in every 2 years, really. Like you don't really the qualifiers, the Nations League. You kind of watch it. Maybe I don't even watch it all of the time. But that QPR emotional investment is pain. It's painful. It's long standing. Yeah, it's a no-brainer. And for me, with international football, my dad's obviously Morocco, from Morocco. So at the last World Cup, I probably felt more emotional attachment in their journey, and he was out there watching it. So that was probably the most emotionally invested I've been in international football. But even that doesn't come close to QPR.
How did your dad find it out there watching Morocco? But that was massive.
He booked the first three matches thinking that they'd be coming home after the third one, and then they kept going, and he managed to get tickets from Ilias and his dad for the next game again, and then he got tickets for the Portugal game and the semi-final, and it was the best month of his life, and still don't know how much he spent out there, but and now the AFCON is obviously in in Morocco. So he's given me the date that tickets go on sale next week, I think. So it's like, you've got to get me tickets. So he'll be over there for Christmas, and yeah.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah.
Right, finishing off, we're going to go with tweet of the week. So today's tweet of the week, which is a bit tongue in cheek, and it's on similar vibes to what Michael's got in his little bio today, which is brilliant. It says, it's from a QPR fan, and it's, what a marvellous performance. And I love that. I think if you're looking at any team beating Wrexham at the minute, that's what it's going to be all about, isn't it? And what do you think? Do you think Ryan Reynolds, Michael, was a sad bloke watching the game yesterday?
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, I think when you come into the league, I think they're expecting to walk it. I think they can throw all the money they can, but this is the Championship. This isn't League One, League Two. They'll have tough games. It'll be a tough season for them, and good to watch.
John, what would you say about a QPR documentary on Netflix? Would you be all for it?
It depends on what it was out to achieve. If it was anything like the Sunderland one a couple of years back, where they were in decline at the time and it was warts and all, I'm not sure I would want to watch us from the inside out imploding. It really depends on what era and how they're going to do it. I'm not sure I'd be in favour of that. I don't want having coached at Football League level, kind of youth academy. I've seen a club implode from the inside out, and it's not pretty. And I'm not sure I would want to watch my lot on telly.
Jared, QPR on Disney Plus, is that no, not gonna?
Oh, we were really the original fly on the wall documentary under Warnock. The 4-year plan is one of the best football documentaries, and even if I stand back from being a QPR fan, it was brilliant to watch. And you see the madness of Briatore and Eccleston, you see the madness of Briatore telling Ainsworth to bring on Gavin Marn as a sub, and then Gavin Marn scoring the winner against Cardiff, I think, and Briatore celebrating. Yeah, so that is for me still the best football sort of behind the scenes thing I've seen. But yeah, right now let's just concentrate on the football and
well, Disney, if you're listening, Disney, QPR could be the next team to take a look into. Thank you, boys. Thank you very much, and thank you everybody for watching. Please like and subscribe. It really does help the channel.